Welcome back, guys. We're just rolling in new bearings into the 453, and we've got the liners all loaded up. These three liners here are used and they're honed. They're 2 thou overstock with the honing, and this one's a new liner, as the other liner I wasn't happy with. There were still, where there was some scuffs, there was still some fairly deep cuts in the liner, so I elected to swap it out with a brand new liner. So that's the liners loaded, and we're just going to roll in some new bearings. We've got brand new bearings, FP bearings from PC Industries. So there's the bottom. And there's the top bearing. So we'll go underneath, take a cap off, and then roll some bearings out and replace them. And all I've done to get the old bearings out is I use an old plastic tool to just tap the bearing shell with my hand, and it slides out. And if it's a bit difficult, I hook into it with this little aluminum welding rod. Something soft so we don't damage the crank if it slips. So the bearings are in good shape, but because they've got those coatings on there, I'm not taking a chance. So I'm replacing them out. I don't want that stuff coming off and going through the engine. There is some evidence of that happening. There's some evidence of the coatings coming off and getting into the oil. Let's see, this one's rolling out really nice. So I'll show you that. All right. So that's the top bearing. So there is some scratches on them from material getting in, but it's a shame, you know, because it's just a waste of time doing this, you know. Had I known, I would never have got coatings if they were gonna do this. But no foul, no harm, no foul. So there's the journal. So everything's nice and clean. Just that journal I've got to clean up before we put the rods in, but I'll clean all the journals again. All right, let's go look at those bearings. So, like I said, there's evidence of material getting in, those scratches on the bearing caps. But minor, in the big scheme, it's very minor. So that's the bottom bearing. Some foreign object damage, just small pieces, but still. That's probably come from the coatings, the ceramic pieces you guys were asking me about. That's what that is. So it did get in the oil, but Fortunately, it didn't cause any permanent damage. Very small amount. So we're just going to roll this bearing cap back in. So these have gone on fairly easy. There was one bearing that gave me a bit of grief, but that was just the one bearing. So far it's been, watch him make a liar out of me here. And just patiently pushed them back in. Try to keep it aligned so the tab goes into the slot there. And that's as easy as it is. There we go. I think I'm pretty close to being lined up. And then I get my little plastic tool. There we go. And then we push it in the rest of the way. There. And then it's not quite lined up. So it's my trusty piece of aluminum. Move it over slightly. And then push it all the way in. So pretty easy, to be honest. There, that's it. So you just roll in, I'll just bring it up even. Yeah. So that's the top rolled in. And then we'll put the bottom one on. All right, well, I got the bearing loaded on the cap. Make sure all that stuff's clean. Nothing nicer than having engine oil drip on you. So you want the tabs to line up here, if you guys can see that. Of course, we got the peanut butter on them. Okay, that's as easy as that. And then after that, I'll do the front one. So I've showed this on other videos, but I'll show it again. The numbers on the caps stay on the same side as the number on the block. All right, so you see that? Side by side. And that way everything stays together. You can see this engine suffered from a broken liner at one point in time. Bits and pieces in the side of the block. So we'll do the front one now. This is the last one. There we go. Yeah, unfortunate guys, I have to do this, but I just don't trust this stuff anymore. that one's gone off center slightly. There we go. There, she's in. Roll that back. All right, okay, that bearing's in. So now I'll just clean that journal again and then put the bottom cap on it. Well, there you have it, guys. That's rolling bearings in on a 453T. I'll link a video below of doing this block totally disassembled. So the next thing I do is I snug up all these caps and then I give them a rap with a hammer and then torque them up from the center out. I leave the rear main cap just snugged, and then after I'm done I give the crank a rap back just to seat the cap and then torque it up. So, and that's it, guys. I've got the full procedure on another video and I'll just link that to this link it below for you. And after, I forgot to mention, after you snug these all up, just confirm your crankshaft rotates freely. You can actually, you can hear the oil in the torque converter, but even with your transmission hooked up like this, it should rotate nice and freely all the way around. All right. And then after you've torqued it, these are snugged up now, but after you've torqued it, just double check. And then the next step after that is to put the liners in and then tighten up the con rods. So I'll bring you along for a couple of those on the next video. So that's it, guys. All the bearings are in. I feel a lot better now, even though they probably would have been able to stay. I just didn't trust them. So there's the top bearing and the bottom bearing. A little bit of foreign object in there as well. So, well, again, guys, thanks a lot. and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.